Friday! We're back! Whoa, Alpha, do that again, man. What was that? What's with the glove thing? We got like Michael Jackson, we going golfing. Okay, what's with the one glove, buddy?
It is freezing cold. Yeah, I'm actually freezing right now. I should be like in 5 more layers, but I'm in 2 layers. But this is the hand that's always resting on my mouse, and the mouse gets cold. So rather keep that one hand warm at least. Otherwise, my fingers are going to pain by tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's fair. Where's the other glove, man?
Honestly, that's a great question. I must have put it somewhere like 3 years ago, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll find it eventually.
Okay, so your day's been kind of like mine, totally dysfunctional. Awesome, I love it. So, hey, welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. Sadly, we were not here last week because it was Independence Day here in America. And so, I don't know, do you guys celebrate anything down there, Alpha Cruz, on the 4th? I doubt it, since it's our Independence.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't.
Okay.
We just watch the Americans celebrate. It's like, okay, they're doing that fireworks thing again, cool.
Right, okay, cool. We'll watch your fireworks, it's cheaper.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly, awesome. So let's see who we got joining us today. So Rosalind says, Happy Friday! Yes, we made it, Happy Friday. And Wild Angel, hi everybody, hi Wild Angel. And yes, they were making fun of me because I have dyslexia and my brain sometimes types what my brain thinks it should. So I always say, Happy Fur Day. So, yeah, that's totally me. That is not copy-paste. That is really my bad typing.
Like I said, we love the trees.
Exactly. So I found a pattern to turn dolphin into a bee and thought of you. Ooh, we have dolphins, bees. Oh, this should be fun. And Joshua, hey, hot ass for... Yeah, man, I hear it. It is cooking here, and Alpha Cruz down there freezing his butt off. I think I want to go down there for a while.
It is cold.
I feel it there, brother.
I feel like for you guys, it probably wouldn't be that cold, but for me, it is so freaking cold. Oh my goodness. I somehow surviving. I don't want to, but I'm surviving.
You'll survive. Trust me. You're just too hot to handle. It's okay. You'll stay warm. It's all good. But, okay.
I better be cool as a cucumber now.
Are cucumbers cool? I don't know. The ones in the garden aren't very cool. They're all warm and sunny.
Isn't that the phrase? I'm trying here. I feel like I get these phrases like 50% of the time. The other 50% is like, what did you say?
I don't know any of the cool phrases, man. I've never been one of the cool kids, so I couldn't tell you what the cool phrases are. But either way, we're going to dive in the crypto world. Then we'll go on the topic tonight, which was, and I found mine, there we go, step back to move forward. Now, in life, things get crazy, and sometimes the best thing you can do is just back up. Just stop, back up, regroup, and charge ahead. Sometimes that's the only way to get ahead. But we're going to dive into that a little bit later. Right now, let's go down the crypto rabbit hole. Let's see what's going on, see what kind of updates there are. And we've even got some special announcements that you might have been seeing in the news where we've got some inside information. So stick with us. Okay, so let's get started. First thing, Wingbits, guys. I lost I lost it. If you guys have been running Wingbits, there's 2 important pieces of information.
It's so normal.
It's just normal.
If you lose it.
What's normal?
You're losing things.
Oh, I'm always losing things. That's normal. Now, if you guys have been mining Wingbits like I have for quite a while, I told you about this about a year ago, where you could bring your own device, plug it into your helium miner, and start mining Wingbits. Now, if you did that, you would have or should have received a geosigner device. Now, the cutoff for that was about 6 days ago, where you have to have that device on, otherwise you're going to stop earning rewards. There's about 120 devices that did not have those plugged in. So if you do have one of those geosigners, please sign it. Geosigner devices. Get it plugged in, get it connected. If you have problems, reach out to the Wingbits team. Now, second of all, with them being... Do what? I'm sorry?
Just take a black pen and sign it.
Yeah, just sign it. I don't know why they call it a geosigner. It doesn't sign nothing. It just plugs in and sits there. It looks dumb. But yeah, it's just basically a GPS tracker to make sure you're actually in the hex you're supposed to be. But if you have bought a Wingbits device from Hyfix, they are having problems with range drop occurring right now. And they're finding it on 2 primary functions. First is moisture's getting inside the case. And the second is there's a faulty diode. So if you do see your range start to dropping or having any problems, definitely reach out to the Hyfix team, and they already have a modified version that they were replacing them with. So they're upgrading their hardware. They're going to be sending those out, and they'll get you all exchanged.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're ahead of the game. That's one thing I like about Wingbits is they've really tried to take care of the community. And also, my understanding is they're supposed to have a token generation event occurring this month. That's right, the Wingbits token's supposed to be dropping. Cross our fingers, let's hope it does. So that would be exciting if it does, because I know a lot of you out there have a good chunk of Wingbits, and you've been collecting those for hopefully over a year now.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, exactly. How much you made so far? What are we talking
I
about?
was asking Sai, because he said, excuse me, I charge $5 for my autograph. I was like, how much you make so far? How much have you made? I need to know how lucrative this business is.
No kidding. Yeah, there's a bunch of things flow by here, and we got I see we got Hope Giver popped in. Say hi, Mom. Hello to my favorite people. Thank you. I love Mom dear when she calls me like just before the stream, like 3 times back to back to back. It's like, seriously, Mom, I love you, but let me get ready.
She's just like, are you ready yet? Are you sure you're ready? Wait, let me
Pretty
just
much,
check on you again. Let me just double check that you're ready. Okay.
Exactly.
You're ready.
Ooh.
Cool. Now
And Mega Hash, I have something super important. Ooh.
No, he's saying Serenity. Serenity's like, I have something super important. Hold on, I forgot what it was.
Yeah, pretty much. I do that a lot. See, guys, I wasn't here last week. We weren't, and so that just threw my whole rhythm off. So this is like starting over again. So if I sound like a blithering idiot, well, it's probably because I am. Happy Friday.
I didn't say it.
I did. I totally did. So I've been paid $100 for a kiss before. Ooh.
Whoa.
Man, don't let Rose hear that, unless, of course, it was for Rose. Yeah. That always works. And whenever
Rosalind Royale. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, yeah, because I've done that before. It's like, honey, please, can I have something? Give her a big kiss and hug, and then I get away with it. So, yeah, you could say that qualifies as a trade. I'm good with that.
It does.
And Josh says, my rover broke at the USB plug. I have to solder it back. The plastic cover is not the best. Oh, that sucks, Joshua. I haven't gotten a rover. I don't know anything about him. But, yeah, man, I'm sorry, brother. Was it an accidental thing, or is that something maybe the warranty can take care of for you? So I feel the Wingbits, guys. Yeah, exactly. So, yes, if you do have a Wingbits miner, make sure to get your GeoSigner onboarded if you have the old BYOD device, or if not and you have any problems, get a hold of HiFix, and they will get that taken care of for you. Says, no one borrowed hunt for me and then bought a kiss for me with very same $100 half second after borrowing. Hey, that's a pretty good deal. Kind of got your own money back. Somebody's working some deals there. I like that. I like that setup.
That's a goal. That was a very expensive kiss.
That is very good. Okay. Okay. Wow. What are you doing, man?
I was checking what it was.
Yeah. Thanks, Mega Hash. Totally derailed. Absolutely. We have totally derailed. It's Friday. Yeah, I totally. And Alpha's over there sniffing glasses. I don't know what he's doing, but he's making me nervous. This can be a long night.
I was just making sure I didn't use a different glass, okay?
We are in so much trouble tonight. Okay, next thing. Rainmaker. Now, if you guys remember on the last Freaky Friday, I told you that Rainmaker was supposed to have their token generation event was scheduled for June. But they pushed that off until to July, simply because of the way the markets were. I mean, with the war that was happening in the Middle East, with everything going on, there was a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. So they had rescheduled that for July. Now, they have not set an official date as of yet, but everything I hear is still on track for July. Now, if you've been running Rainmaker, they also just introduced the Evo animation creator, video creator software within the platform. So now not only can you earn cryptocurrency by creating images, but now videos, but you can do it all for free direct on their platform, and they're pretty slick. So if you guys haven't checked out Rainmaker yet, I've done several videos about them. I've been doing it for almost a year now, since they were just a little company. And I got to tell you, for the token generation event, if what the token value is saying, this TGE will be about $2,000 that I earned just from making images. But it's not too late to get started. So, man, check out the Rainmaker, and I'll make sure to put a link in the description.
And they had a cool event where you could generate videos with VO3 also. I think it was like for 5 days or so, or for the whole week. They were like, oh yeah, now I can generate unlimited videos with VO3. I was like, whoa, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy the way AI is evolving and what they're giving us for tools. Man, it's there's some amazing creations, and in fact, we've got a surprise creation for you coming up here shortly that is AI generated, made by the master, Mr. Cyril himself, and we're gonna have a premiere debut right here. So stick with us, guys. Okay, rolling on crypto world. Now, next thing is, man, I am so losing things today. Moonchain. Now, I've done a couple videos about Moonchain, and they launched their IHO, or initial hardware offering. Now, essentially what they're saying is you can stake your MXC tokens and receive these crypto devices to start earning passive income. Now, the stake is 12 months, but to be honest, guys, I have not found the actual payouts, how the rewards are going to work, or any of that. So I'm waiting to do a video on that till I have all my ducks in a row and can really give you a full explanation. Now, in the Moonchain channel for Down Home Crypto, we've got several people there who have gone in and gotten like the earbuds, things like that. And my understanding is Joey just got his earbuds shipped out today, I think it was. So he'll receive those next few days. Then hopefully we'll start seeing exactly how that works. But sadly, the documentation doesn't tell us a lot about it. But if it is something you want to dive into, I'll put the link in the chat. And I had the link in the chat. Where did I put the link? There it is. My notes are so discombobulated. Yeah, personally, I'm not going to do an IHO. Because unless I understand how it works, I simply ain't going to do it. That's just my opinion, but always do your own research there.
You're basically like going into it with like, I don't know what I'm going to get out of it, but it could be good. It's basically a gamble going into IHOs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be people that will do it. I mean, we have one person already from DHC, but they're going to be good for like, oh, okay, let's see how this is going. You show your stats, and then we know whether or not it's worth it. Maybe
right, exactly.
Maybe it is. It's nice to have guinea pigs.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we never really know. You know, my understanding is those tokens are supposed to be locked up, and that should help the MXC price for miners. If you happen to be running one of the MatchX Pro miners, or maybe one of the Neo miners, which if you're already part of DHC, you probably know that something's going down with those guys. I'll tell you about that in 1 second there. But I can tell you the MXC token has continued to drop over the last couple weeks. So, I don't know. We're going to see how it plays out.
Oh, I've been helping style DHC. What's the term now again? Dollar cost average, DCA. Got it.
There you go.
I've been helping style actually DCA into MXC. So I'll buy like $10 every 4 days or so. So as it's been coming down, it's just been getting more and more for the same amount. Just like it works.
Perfect.
Probably gonna run out in like 20 days, but hey, good.
Exactly. And
Angel says, I want the ring. Isn't that the one that monitors blood sugar? Wait, technically it was. Isn't that the one that monitors blood sugar?
See, Moonchain ring by Blueberry. I don't know if that's the same one we were looking at before, Wild Angel. We will have to dig into that. I just checked this and saw that ring listed out today. Now, I know that they have had drones on there. They've had earbuds, game consoles, watches. They just released these new items, which is Neo Miner, the sunglasses, Dymo, and the ring. So I'm not exactly sure which one is going to do better. So it'll be interesting. SK Joshua, I can't spell today either, buddy. I'm lucky to talk.
Just remember, it's fur day.
It's fur day. Yeah, that's right. Kitty. It is fur day. Okay. Now, Alpha, I think you had a couple things you wanted to share before we roll to the next section of what's going on with the government.
Yes. So, maybe people have heard about it, but Pump Fun is launching their own token. I know, crazy.
Haven't they stolen enough money from people? Seriously? Why would they want a token, man? They've already wrecked countless thousands of people.
Well, in their defense, our plan is to kill Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Solana. Oh, on Solana. Yeah, so, you know, obviously that's why they need a token. because the token's going to make that possible. Token's
Right.
going
World
to make sure
domination!
that
Here
they
we
can
come.
kill Twitch and TikTok and all of these social platforms, because that's what they're claiming. They're like, oh, PumpFun is always supposed to be the next biggest social platform. We are going to take over the world with meme coin deployments. I love the logic. I absolutely love the logic. It's just like, logic is like, woo!
You know, when I had thoughts like that, my psychiatrist qualified me as insane for delusions of grandeur. So, I don't know. Maybe they need the psych value.
I like Si's reply. Oh, so the token will make that possible, not the
Right.
little tens of millions of dollars they've already made with the platform. You know what's even funnier? They literally brag about that. In their statement, they're like, since launching in January 2024, PumpFun sought to become a household name by allowing anyone, anywhere to create and trade tokens. PumpFun quickly became the fastest growing company in history, reaching 100 million, 300 million, and 500 million faster than any other company in the world. It's like, you couldn't create a platform with that? You couldn't create the next greatest social media with 500 million? Yeah. Obviously, they need another 3 billion, and then, maybe another 10 billion after that, and possibly another 15 or so after that, just so they can have the same amount as Twitter.
Exactly. And, there's some good things about PumpFun. There's some bad things about PumpFun. The bad side is that there was a lot of people out there that were playing the game. They were controlling the markets. They were doing all kinds of, we'll say, shady things to make sure that as soon as money came in, they immediately used everybody as exit liquidity. And sadly, that is the money game. And we talked about that in Rags to Riches. We've broken that down, exactly how that works. So it's one of those, hey, anytime you get into something, you are taking a risk. And you have to understand the risk associated with things like PumpFun or any of those DeFi projects.
Yep. Oh, don't worry. They're only taking 20% of the supply, just 20%.
Only 20?
Only 20%. So grateful.
Yeah, thank you. That's better than most of the people on there that rug everybody. Usually they have at least 80%. So it's better than Trump did. He had, 81% of his own coin? Something like that?
We
won't get into that, though.
20%. That's all we need. The 20. You can have the other 20%.
Right. It's okay.
And then in other news, actually, so GMX protocol, I think Necksus he's been in GMX for a while, and they had a bit of a security vulnerability. But this is not a bad story. It did not end in shambles. The hacker returned most of the funds, as we can see there. They took 42 million and they returned 37 million with a 5 million bounty. So I was like, of course, I like the comments here where the one person was like, oh, is this just someone from the team scoring a 5 million bag? Maybe.
Could be. And, I know we have somebody here who who actually has some inside information, going to give us some insight on that. So let's bring up Necksus. Necksus, how you doing, buddy?
What is going on, my dear friends? How is everyone this evening? Glad to see you guys thriving and vibing as it should be. Yeah, no, this was wild. Right. Anywhere you guys want me to start? Because there's a lot of components to this.
Dude, give us a quick rundown in 5 minutes on kind of what played, how it played out, and I hear you had a pretty crucial role about it, so I'd love to find out, how'd that play out.
Crucial might be overestimating it. I have a lot of friends in the space, and when something happens that affects a lot of us, a lot of people, me included, to the tune of 5+ figures in that particular pool, it was very meaningful that I rallied the troops, get everyone going as much as we could. We had a lot of drama sort of initially, as it happens when the hack first goes down. But in essence, there was a vulnerability between the way 2 of 3 contracts talk to each other with respect to short positions on this pool, this index. That vulnerability created a window of milliseconds, basically, like the amount of time it takes to get a headshot in Counter-Strike. This window could be created with a flash loan from something like Aave and some collateral. So starting with about, give or take, $10,000 to $20,000 from Tornado Cash, the hacker then takes out a flash loan and proceeds to create the false perception of a big Bitcoin price change in the difference between the actual short positions and the price of Bitcoin at that very, very moment. So that created a difference between the price of Bitcoin, around $108,000, $109,000 at the time,
Right.
and what the watcher smart contract thought that the price of Bitcoin was. They tricked the smart contract into thinking that Bitcoin had flash crashed to about $1,100, give or take $1,100.
Oh my God!
And from a mathematical standpoint, if you extrapolate the logic of the smart contract, overall, it would have said, like, if this was a huge, deep, like, unicorn billions and billions of contract, there's only a couple million in there. I don't even think there was 100 million total. But they wrecked it for almost exactly 42 with a logic that said the protocol owed that wallet about $880 million.
My God!
The logical attack of it, the coding attack of it was quite ingenious. And what makes this even more interesting is that I and a bunch of other people who lost money, we were obviously watching this like, it's like, hey, where's all of our money going? Well, the person is marked within the hour, like probably within minutes of this thing happening. That wallet was labeled. And then from there, they create lots and lots of new wallets as they're trying to move this money around. And it never really, they can never really trade it. They can never really bridge it. They're kind of being blocked everywhere they go. So it was sort of like, to use the most Wild West metaphor we can, Jesse James robbed the train and he and the boys rode off, but they couldn't get out of the canyon. And the town mayor came out and said, all right, y'all, you got us fair and square. We'll give you $5 million of the loot if you just return it as it sort of still exists. And that's actually sort of what makes the math kind of curious, because their big idea was, we're going to swap to Ethereum on Arbitrum, and then we'll be able to bridge it and get it off. Well, it still didn't work, because the bridges have to accept you. If the bridges don't want to take your money, the bridges don't have to take your money. So that most of them didn't, which meant like they didn't freeze the money. They couldn't freeze it, but they also didn't have to make it easier for the bad guys to move it either. And that's basically the neutral position that almost all of these bridges took, which I was like, okay, respect. They're not making it any easier for them. From there,
absolutely.
On-chain messages start to be exchanged. GMX waits about a day. They send a second one on Twitter, reaching out to the larger audience. And right there, right near the end, that's when the exploiter, within hours to go, for the white hat bounties to kick in from the black hat bounty, where it's like, just return it and we'll let you keep some. Well, they hit them up within the window. So they got their black to white hat bounty of about $5 million. But this is the funniest part and the optimistic part of the story. Because they thought they could get off by swapping to ETH, and because ETH pumped like from 2,500 to 3K during the time that all of this happened, in essence, about $3 to $3.5 million was generated because most of the money was spent on Ether. So they got paid $5 million, but they're returning 40, and they stole 42. It's really wild how crypto can do that.
So everybody benefited by this happening because of that increase in Ethereum. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Only in crypto. You can't see anything like this in a traditional corporate fraud. Let me tell you, you're hunting for the bad guy after they've got a mansion, a yacht, and all on parties.
Now, I know in a previous case very similar to this, where the same kind of thing went down, even though the company themselves said, no, we're not going to press charges or anything like that, the federal government stepped in and actually arrested and sued that person. And I guess they're in trial right now. I forget what it was, but it was something about, I don't know, it's money laundering or what. There was like 2 or 3 federal charges that person still faced, even though the company themselves did the same kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now.
Right.
Part of what's going on with the changing of administration, speaking from a completely nonpartisan point of view, is we went from these guardrails are way too intrusive and invasive and confusing, and no one knows how to navigate them. No one can see the painted lines in the road. We don't understand how you would like us to drive on the road. And when you tell us that we have to do all of this stuff before we get our car ready, well, now nobody really wants to drive because it's intrusive and absurd. And we went from that to, well, now there's no guardrails and there's no painted lines and there's no speed limit on the autobahn of money.
Exactly, yeah. Cops are on vacation. There's a sale at the donut shop. Ain't nobody home. Have fun.
Wild,
It's
insane.
kind of like,
Love it.
it's kind of like, oh, y'all having a problem with us actually doing something? You know what? It's fine. We'll do nothing now. Enjoy
Right.
it. Enjoy hell.
Have fun.
Want to jump in the fire? Do it. We're not going to stop you. We're not going to help you out either. We're just going to watch you.
Gonna watch you burn.
Watch, learn, watch the burn. That's
Yep.
that's how I'm here.
That's about it. But now we do have some stuff coming up this month specifically on the federal side. In fact, I got Mr. Cyril here. How you doing, Cy?
Hey
How's
guys, how are you doing?
Doing good, brother. About yourself, my man.
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. Great to have you, brother. So I want to get your insight on this because I know we've got some things coming down the pipe here this month. And some of these meetings, now a lot of people may not know how these directly affect us on the financial level and why these might be important. You want to give us a couple quick bullet points on these things so we understand if we need to pay attention or not?
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, Nexus, it's great to see you back here with us again. It's been a little while. Always nice to have you around. All right, so moving into this, it is going to be a pretty important month, all things considered, from both financial standpoint, traditional markets, as well as in the crypto space. Of course, everyone's looking forward to, July 14th and 18th, the whole crypto week in Congress. But first, let's talk about the CPI inflation report. I know everyone says, this is important, right? But why is it important? So what it is, right? The government is releasing new data that's showing whether prices are still rising, right? Whether inflation's still going up. Why does it matter? If inflation is cooling off, then the Federal Reserve might lower interest rates, which usually boosts the stock market and crypto prices, right? Most people start investing. So then moving into Crypto Week, right? Why is it so important? A lot of lawmakers in the U.S. House will be discussing 2 very big bills, right? The Clarity Act, right? This is going to decide which agency, whether it's the SEC or the CFTC, that oversees crypto, right?
Ah, okay. Gotcha. So it tells us who the cops are, since there are none right now.
Right. Who's going to be in charge of writing the rules for this? Because clearly the SEC has been very slow to respond to the changes in how digital finance is evolving. And that's why the place is so full of the scammers that Necksus and the team over at IOC are always stamping out and trying to catch the cyber criminals,
Right.
So that's the Clarity Act. Let's get a little clarity on the situation. And the Genius Act, which will set the official rules for how stable coins are supposed to be regulated regarding cryptos like USDC that are tied to the dollar. Now, why does this all matter, right? Because it doesn't really tell you that in that little blurb there. But
No, it doesn't.
clear rules could bring more legitimacy and stability to crypto, and which is going to wind up attracting large money investors, and which is going to push a lot of prices up, right? Due to the nature of things like Bitcoin. And I know I have told everybody for a while now, we talked about it during Rags to Riches, and that was last year. that when they start rolling out these ETFs, it's going to open up the doors for large money investment firms to start pouring money in. And because large money investment firms are typically managing retirement funds, that's money that's always coming to them and it's always having to be invested. So it's just this infinite pouring into these things like ETFs. So as these rules start defining things, it's going to allow companies like Amazon, like Facebook, who start talking about making their own stable coin, right? It's going to allow them to do that and start pushing things towards the world of crypto.
So it truly is the digital money evolution. This month is like that whole deciding factor in a lot of these areas.
Well, it's going to set the foundation for a lot of it. I don't think it's going to really get us the full way there, right? There's going to be some evolution that needs to continue occurring, because that's the nature of the digital age, right? It is constantly evolving. People are finding new and creative ways to do things, both for good and for bad. And then finally, we come to July 22nd, right? That's the Trump administration crypto report. And what that is it's the new government report that's going to be focused on crypto policy. The key topics are going to be strategic reserves of Bitcoin, like gold for the digital age, right? Do they think that, hey, this is going to be something that sticks around? Is it going to be a store of value, just like gold is? If so, it would make sense for any government to hold a reserve of that. And if they find that to be the case, then they would establish a reserve, right? And then letting crypto companies access traditional banking. That's also going to be a topic that is discussed. That is important, and they're going to talk about creating a national reserve of digital assets. And this matters because it's going to signal major government support for crypto, which obviously is going to be a game changer for the entire industry. It's going to essentially be the permission stamp for a lot of big corporations to just move into the space. Just like I was saying from the get-go, right now you are at the cusp of it. Like when they first turned on the internet for the general public and you had basic HTML websites, no images. So
I remember those days. Yeah, I'm old.
Yep. But, last but not least, real briefly, July 30th, that's the FOMC meeting, right? That's when the Fed decides to change the interest rates. Naturally, if they bring the interest rates down, that signals inflation is down, just like the CPI inflation report stated at the beginning of the month, right? So a lot of people will look to that report and then through the course of July start pricing in. And if you notice, what is today, July 11th? What did Bitcoin do?
It pulled back.
Well,
didn't it?
Buy the rumor, sell the news.
There you go.
So people are looking at, okay, the Feds are probably going to see this report and decide to keep rates the same once again, right? People were buying in anticipation of listening to what the media was saying, like, oh, markets are doing great, and all that BS. But anywho,
yep.
So yeah, that's the month, and it's going to be a big one. So just look for discounts where you can find them, and be smart. Don't you want a DCA in?
Right. Exactly. And I mean, this is kind of important all the way around. I mean, this is talking about creating the foundation. It's creating the rules, and then it's also actually could be the perfect storm if they cut interest rates on top of it. At the conclusion of all this, say, okay, we've got the rules, we've got the people who are going to police it, we've got all the foundational work. Now we're going to cut interest rates. Have fun. Could be a huge party or not. Very big deciding factor here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay. So, guys, definitely stay up on the news. And just like we talked about in Rags to Riches, they're going to buy the rumors, sell the news. Make sure you're a step ahead and doing your own research as always. And I know two people who are always doing their research and always keeping on top of things. That's none other than Miss Wild Angel and Smiley Girl. How you guys doing today?
Hi. Hi. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Smiley.
Thank you. I missed you guys too. But that was a terrible intro for me because I've so not been researching anything.
I'm getting ready for 8 weeks of really intense research. So,
Nice.
well, not research per se, but I got into SheFi for their season 14.
That's awesome.
So,
Congratulations.
that starts on Tuesday. So I will start understanding what you guys are saying a lot better as the next 8 weeks progress. And I won't feel
Okay.
like a total blubbering idiot up here.
You can teach
Just
me that.
watch.
Awesome.
Just watching 4 weeks, Wild Angel is going to be the one teaching us. We're gonna be
Yes.
sitting
Oh,
there,
God,
yes,
no.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I never knew that. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh yeah. I
Well,
expect to learn a lot.
SheFi actually puts this out as like an MBA level in like a really super condensed like MBA program for crypto, because there isn't a really comprehensive program out there, and they've created one. So, and this is season 14, and from what I understand, there's over 1,000 of us in it.
Wow.
Whoa,
So yeah,
that's a lot of people.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And
That's
it's-
great.
focused towards women and non-binary. So really up our presence in the space.
Just remember,
That's awesome.
women aren't in crypto. Okay, there's no women
Do
in
what?
crypto. That's a lie.
Ah!
You're gonna
No.
get hurt, Alpha. Officer, I didn't see a thing. I swear, I wasn't even here.
He was over here with me, and we were like working on stuff in the workshop.
Yeah. We have no idea what happened to that Alpha guy. Man, he pissed somebody off though. I don't know who, but ooh. Hey Terry,
So
how
what
you
do you-
doing?
What have you
Hey,
been up
Derek.
to, Smiley?
I've spent a lot of time away from my screens, just trying to find perspective. I went through a really dark tunnel for a while, and now I'm feeling better, and so it's good.
Good. I'm so
Mine
glad
was
to
out
see you back.
partying. We know what she was, just out partying every night.
A little bit, just a little. I did. That was good.
Well, we definitely missed you, Smiling. It's great to have you back. But, I understand the importance of taking time to step back and recharge because, so often in this world, they push us. Corporate America, everybody says, just go, work. And they want you to work to death. And eventually you're going to short circuit, burn out, or just crash and burn. Something's going to go bad. So I respect the fact you decide, hey, you know what? I'm just going to back away. It takes a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah, she did do our transition for us.
She did, yeah. and it wasn't even planned that way, but yes, you absolutely did. So, Smile, I don't know if you don't know the topic tonight, but it is step back to move forward. And that's kind of our topic today because I've kind of been running in the same thing. But, wow, I just hit a brick wall. There you go. Thank you for reminding me there, Joshua. But before we get into the topic tonight, guys, is there anything anybody wants to throw in the crypto world that maybe we haven't covered real quick? Any questions or anything we need to let the audience know what's going on before we switch gears?
Because we got to
Were you
step back.
talking about the Neo?
We did talk
Were you
about
gonna
the
talk
Neo a little.
About the Neo?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh.
Got to save that for the very end. So, guys, yes, there's a
Oh,
special
okay.
announcement at the end of this stream. If you're part of DHC, you probably already know about it. But if you're not, make sure to tune in to the end because I got something special going on.
Ooh.
That means you can go away and come back in the last 10 minutes. I'm joking. Don't do that.
Thanks, Alpha. You're loads of help. Okay. All the quests for Alpha are gone. Strike those. He's out of here. Okay. Any questions? I'm not seeing any questions there. Okay. So, guys, today we have a special premiere. The first ever premiere of a new song from Sonic Siren. And we get to see it right here on Freaky Friday. Nobody has seen it. Nobody has heard it. This will be its official premiere. So, Sai, you want to tell us about it, buddy?
Yeah, sure. So hold on. I had the wrong thing in front. The wrong thing in front of me. There we go. Okay. I had my other notes up. So, I was sitting down the other night, and I had tuned in to a conversation, and people were talking about some things, and it got me thinking. And it's along the same vein of what I think a lot of people have been feeling lately, but not really sure how to put into words, right? So I just started writing, and it feels, if you're familiar with my older Psalm 227 AM, which at some point I need to get around to remastering, it feels a little bit like that one, but with a little bit of a twist. And I don't know. I hope everybody enjoys it and doesn't hate it, but
Love her to hate it, either way.
Just like that.
Yeah, the man makes amazing music. And guys, if you haven't heard of Sonic Sirens before, we've tried to share their music because every one of these has hit me deeply, and I connect with everyone personally. But definitely check out their YouTube channel. There we go. English is hard. But today is the very first premiere of the brand new one called Stars and Scars. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay.
And Sonic Siren is basically just musical medicine for the soul. That's it.
Thanks, Alpha. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Okay, take that off the screen. We're going to roll that premiere. Let's do it.
When I question the truth like I did in my youth, they tell me to be quiet. But if I stand my ground, it's often I found power will turn violent. The wrongs that they hide and the rules they applied were meant to keep us down. They created the lines and all the confines that let them keep the crown. They say I've gone mad, but I'd be so glad if they started making sense. They say I've gone crazy, it's so unclear and hazy, and they judge at my expense. The screen fills my head with notions of dread, and I watch in rapt confusion. So I'll grit my teeth and see what's beneath as I peer through this illusion. How do I stay sane in a world with no brain, reacting to what it sees, tearing life out the ground? Our greed is unbound as we cut down all the trees. When we're gasping for air and wrapped up in despair, maybe then we all will learn. This world isn't for us, despite all our fuss. We are stewards failing hard. But it begins recognizing our sins to improve on who we've been. Take my hand and you'll see there's a you within me. We're just wrapped in different skin. So open your eyes and look at the sky, circle wonder of the stars. But then look within, take a step to begin, start healing all your scars.
Very nice. Very nice.
That was amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Amazing. I jammed all the way through. It's a good jam.
Yeah, I know. I saw me and Alpha on backstage just rocking
I
out.
was like,
Yeah. Yep. Dude, that was
I liked
awesome.
it.
Me too.
Oh, it's so good.
That one will be posted to the YouTube later this evening on Sonic Siren. and then I will push it out to Spotify, Apple Music, all the other various streaming platforms, etc. So,
All the places.
I love
Cool.
it. I love it. Now, guys, definitely go check out Sonic Sirens because, yeah, there are all the music on there is absolutely soul inspiring. At least for me personally. Man, Cy, I don't think you've written a song I haven't liked.
well, I appreciate that. I've been writing music and composing songs for many, many, many years. And, usually once people know me for a while, they get to learn that, back when I was like 18, 19, I was singer-songwriter for a band. We even got fairly popular in our local area to the point where, we had people open for us, but that was in the era before YouTube even existed, and most cell phones were dumb phones. So,
Yeah.
but good times.
Back in the
They were.
Nokia days.
And yeah, looks like everybody's loving it. Joshua loves it. Rosalind loves it. I hear this is the first time Rosalind got to hear the song. Is that true?
That is correct.
Rosalind
She's
is
gonna
not-
hurt you for that.
That's okay. If you do get hurt and you feel really sad, just get yourself a little duck and it'll make your day better. Because as we know, ducks always make the day better. And in fact, that's one reason why we do support Project Duck Depression so much and why music is so important, because music stirs the soul, but unfortunately we can't always share that with someone. And so there are people out there that have nobody to turn to or to talk to. So here's what you do. You get yourself some little ducks. You put them randomly around. And I guarantee the universe will help those people who need to find them. They will find them. And it will bring smiles to the faces. That's right, Ross. Duck it up! We love to duck it here.
We had fiscal year end the other day, like last week, and I duck bombed our office, duck bombed fiscal, because anyone who had anything to do with that was like super stressed. And so periodically through the day, I'd run over and drop more ducks. And all of a sudden you'd see a post on our team's chat. She did it again. And yeah, I actually made our fiscal officer giggle, which, I mean, she was like ultimate stressed. And yeah, I made her giggle with ducks.
There you
That's
go.
a lot of
There you
duck
go.
love.
I'm like demon ducks, angel ducks, 3D printed ducks.
We have a duck smorgasbord here. It's great.
We did. I do. I still have glitter ducks.
That's good. Gotta have them. Gotta have them. So now, of course,
Smiley's a glitter duck. Smiley's
Huh?
a glitter duck. Smiley's
Yeah,
definitely
Smiley's a glitter duck.
yeah, absolutely. So like the
Serenity
glitter
is
duck I have
definitely a
right here.
devil duck.
Yes, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I actually have a row of ducks, a whole family, and there's one in the middle who's transparent and glittered. And that reminds me of Smiley, right there in the center, cheering everybody on, saying, "Let's go!"
Thank you.
That's
And the
great.
light comes up from underneath, from the light
Yeah.
he's got at the bottom, and really makes it glow off that glitter. It's great.
Mhm.
Now that he's pointed it out, I can see it. It's so cool.
Yeah, it just
yeah.
kind of like
No.
glows there in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got ducks here. We got a duck family up here across the top. Got our
Oh
ducks
shoot!
over here. Yeah. Dude, I got ducks all over the place. Yeah, that's how I stay positive. I'm surrounded by ducks. It's awesome. Met a girls' day at Burger King last week because we ducked it while grabbing lunch together. All right, Rosalind. Ducking the king.
Yeah, it was her second day working there too. It was the first day on
Aw.
the register, right?
Aw.
And we could tell that she was kind of like stressing out because she kept apologizing, and she was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not sure where anything is yet. I'm still trying to figure it out." And we were like, "Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Right.
Yeah, those systems are always unnecessarily complicated. Anyone who's
Right.
ever worked in ordering POS can tell you that."
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Take
they
it
are. They're insane. And, a lot of times in life, we don't get to just stop and deal with it because people are screaming, things are going on. So, that's why I thought this topic was really important because we run at such a fast pace, especially in the crypto world. It never sleeps. There's no days off. There's no time off. It's always running. So, taking that time, kind of like Smiley was doing, taking your time to recharge and regroup, how important in that and how do you guys incorporate that into your day-to-day lives? Because that's one thing a lot of people need to really realize is Just because you stop working doesn't mean you're stopping. So everybody talking once.
Oh yes. When I got yesterday at 3:30, I get these text messages from our deputy director. What is going on? Explain this to me. So it goes, and then Tuesday, this had carried over from some issues with the Department of Fiscal Management, understanding what we were all reporting. And I'm like, 4:10 yesterday, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. I'll deal with it tomorrow. So I came home and it actually was like percolating through my brain yesterday. You know, what's going on? How do I explain this? So I get in the office this morning and start pulling spreadsheets and pieces of spreadsheets and making like a practice worksheet, but it's historical. So it takes a chunk, all the calculations out of the big worksheet and sums it up. So I can see year after year after year and see where the problem came in. And my boss comes in about 8:30, 8:45. He says, hey, I need you to send us an email and tell us what's going on, or put all this together so I can see what's going on because I'm supposed to audit this. And I said, I'm already working on it. It was great. And so I'm like, I'll have it to you before lunch. So I got it to him. I haven't heard anything else yet. But there's several $1 million at stake on this one. But try to figure out where. But I pulled a trick out of Serenity's hat today. When in doubt, go hide in the bathroom for a while. His best thinking is in the bathtub. Unfortunately, I didn't have a bathtub. But I sat on the couch in our restroom. We have a couch. More like a park bench now. But I'm sitting in there just getting away from everybody because it's quiet. Mm-hmm. Nobody's, hey, you know. And I'm like, I figured it out. This one number got pulled over wrong. One number in 2022 got pulled over wrong, and it's had a cascade effect.
And you found this wrong number 3 years ago sitting in a bathroom.
The curse of the missing decimal.
But I had to get away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And walk away from the computer, walk away from the spreadsheets, walk away from the desk.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you know, the light bulb comes on and it's like,
the angels sang and the light shone down.
It did. It was like, and I had to run back to my desk, run it by somebody else and said, does this make sense? They're like, yeah. And then my boss comes by and says, how's things going? I said, I found it.
It was in the bathroom.
I of course overthought it. He made it simpler. Just delete this column and it's good. But yeah, no, it was really cool. So I totally had to step back, get away from it to figure it out, to move forward. So
Nice.
It was really kind of cool.
So my bathroom trick is not quite so crazy now. Good. I'm so crazy.
It
just
even
not
worked
as
at the
crazy.
office.
It's a peaceful place. No one's going to
Exactly.
disturb you.
It's the Serenity.
Right?
Ah, right. Waka waka. So, Sai, you got a lot of things hopping all the time. People always bring. What do you do to get away, to step back, to disconnect just long enough to get yourself refocused and recharged?
Well, you know, life is an ebb and flow. You're going to have busy times, you're going to have slow times. You're going to have times that are stressful, times that aren't, right? It's just a matter of perspective, you know, and I think it's a perspective that you can really only learn with time, right, of experience and understanding that, okay, you know, this thing leads to that thing, which then led to this thing, which then brought me here, and I'm doing pretty great right now, right? You know, like I'm happy with the trajectory of my life, you know, how things are going for me, etc. You know, so when you look at it from a larger perspective, I guess, when you're going through the difficult, you can maybe not stress so much this time because okay, I just got to take it a day at a time, and an opportunity will present itself, and as long as I grab it, I'm good, right? I can change the trajectory.
And that's most important, is being ready to grab it. Once a lot of people think when you just stop, you're just doing nothing. When really what you're saying is like, no, I'm going with the flow. I'm kind of watching. I'm timing it, and then as soon as it hits, I'm going to sniper that shot and grab it, and that's the perfect opportunity.
Well, I mean, yeah, because if you're acting out of desperation due to stress or whatever the situation might be, right, then you're gonna find yourself stuck in what you're comfortable with, and what you're comfortable with may not necessarily be what is actually good, right? A lot of people tend to be comfortable in their suffering, and it's difficult to get that realization if you are, comfortable with struggle. Especially if you grew up with it. So it's an ebb and flow. So yeah, a step backwards to regroup is perfectly fine and expected. I think the people who don't expect it are the ones who set themselves up for their own internalized disappointment, right?
Exactly. It's almost like they're setting themselves up to fail. It's like they know they're going to crash and burn, but they're going to keep going until they hit that brick wall. It's like, what are you doing, people?
Yep. If something's not working, change it.
Right. Exactly. So now, Nexus, with what's going on with GMX and how all that played out, I know that exploded in your lap. Like, middle of the day, it's like, oh my God, bomb went off. I mean, that has to take your stress level from 0 to 1,000. So how do you deal with that? How do you gather yourself to dive into that without just having your brain explode, man?
Yeah, this in particular was crazy to me because I was getting up a little earlier than usual to prepare to drive across 2 states to go to see the Wu-Tang Clan. I wanted to see the Wu-Tang Clan live. Run the Jewels was also there, of course. But
nice.
In essence, the hack happened about 4 hours before I had to hit the road. So as soon as I woke up, started getting ready, I got maybe 2.5, 3 hours to go, and I'm like, oh no. I go check my wallet. There's a big red line, like, hey, you lost several percentage points today. Wonder how that happened. And of course, that's when I go and I check it out. So it was a very interesting series of events for me, at least, as a holder of this stuff, because I was like, okay, I can't do anything more than I've already done. I found what I could find. Everybody's all over it. And at that point, I made sure everybody knew where to find the right information, who wanted more information about it. And from there, I was like, okay, I'm packing my bag. I'm hitting the road. And I'm going to go see the Wu-Tang Clan. And in the middle of the show, they did a hip-hop meditation. They actually engaged the audience in a hip-hop meditation. And It was actually a spiritual experience. For me, I don't have very many spiritual experiences when I go to rap and metal shows and stuff. Which this was a multi-genre show. They basically had a multi-instrumentalist band up there, and it was really incredible. Really incredible stuff. And that they were like, first, put your fingers up. We're doing the jazz hands. And then they did their jazzy number. And then they were like, all right, we know a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people feel like the country might be going the wrong way. That's okay. We need you to take that frustration, take that anger, channel it into your fist. And then they did a really high energy song.
Nice.
And after that, they said, all right, now everybody, we want you to jump. We want you to channel all of it into an upward perspective, upward positivity, and we want everyone to jump together. And then, that was that. They got the crowd jumping. The crowd was mostly Gen Xers too, which was kind of awesome.
That sounds amazing.
It was a great time.
Damn.
That's how I get my sanity back. Is I try to save up for a really nice event like that, and in this case, a friend helped me do it. And shout out Cyber Unicorn for helping me make that trip
Aw.
happen.
I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing experience, and yeah, Cyber's a great person.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely got to sign up for one of these. This sounds pretty amazing. And so, do they tour the country? Is that certain areas, or?
Oh,
I've never heard of them.
They're on tour. You have never heard of the Wu-Tang Clan? Well, basically, it's a rap group that was formed in the early 1990s by a bunch of guys from Staten Island, New York. And it's a fusion of genre styles from funk to jazz, and it's all infused within the beats with an aesthetic that I describe as Black Inner City meets Shaolin Temple. And the whole thing it vibes with the Hong Kong action flicks. And
Cool.
it's not culturally appropriative either. It's like genuinely, we love Hong Kong action flicks. We love martial arts. So when they talk about the violence in the rap music with them, it's very exaggerated, but it's also, they're front loading it with like samples of the movie where it'll be like Shaolin shadow boxing and the Wu-Tang sword style. like it's very exactly. It's very obvious. They're front loading like the energy of this stuff, and for that reason, there's this whole sort of. They started the show with a poem about how Wu-Tang is for the children, because it's about people from different belief systems, different cultures coming together and understanding that actually maybe there's more to all of this than might meet the eye. It actually is really sort of a beautiful West-East fusion kind of band, kind of music. And each of the frontmen who hits the stage is such a legend in and of themselves, they could headline their own show. So these days, to see them all together on one stage, including the son of the only guy who was dead, the only guy who couldn't be there. They got his son to be there in his place. He did his son, Young Dirty Bastard, he did the material his dad wrote. And his energy was absolutely unbelievable. Just
That's
incredible
cool.
stuff.
Nice. This is right. Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah, the big hit, like the multi-platinum hit. If you wanted like a sample of their stuff, don't play it if you don't want to get copy claimed. But it's Cash Rules Everything Around Me. Cream. That's the big one.
Okay.
That's the big hit.
I'm going to put this link in the chat, and it's going to be super huge and ugly, guys, but that is the page I'm looking at right here, talking about the Wu-Tang Clan. So now I got to check these guys out after the show.
Yeah. Very cool stuff.
That
Also worth
amazing.
looking up Run the Jewels as well. Killer Mike and LP. Absolutely legendary hip-hop guys. They opened for him. More modern than Wu-Tang is. Wu-Tang is 90s. Run the Jewels is a little more double aughts, but similar.
I love the
energy.
90s. 80s and 90s had the best music, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm a 90s child. I have to agree with you. It's in the contract.
It's right. I am
I mean,
the
I
Gen
grew up
X, so
with
it's
the
okay.
90s music. Grew up
Oh,
with
yeah.
that music, so definitely relate. Back in the days of needing to put in your CDs and all of those things.
Dude, I
I
put the pencil and
remember-
rewound them.
I remember 8-track tapes. My parents had a reel-to-reel
Thing is,
where you had the.
I
Yeah.
never had one of those.
Oh my God. I learned how to feed one of those before I knew how to handle the 8-track tapes.
whoa.
So I've gone everything from reel to reel, 8-track, cassettes.
Wow.
Yeah.
DVD
I have a
is
cassette.
now digital.
If I still have it buried somewhere in my storage, I actually have a cassette tape that my dad recorded at a jam session after an Elvis concert. They were able to take their coolers in with coolers of beer and stuff. They had some beer left, so they were all just jamming down on the stage, the band and Elvis. They went down and started BSing with them, shared beers, and actually had it on cassette tape. They recorded it.
Oh man,
Oh,
we gotta find
Secret,
that.
Secret Elvis bootleg. Secret Elvis bootleg.
See,
Yeah,
if you
I don't know
have,
where the tape is.
you need to find the tape and you need to get it digitized ASAP, right? Because magnetic tape like that
Right.
degrades.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I still have it. It would be buried in the bottom of a box somewhere. Because at the time I saw it, I was a teenager. I
Oh.
didn't know what the value of that was.
Yeah.
So he actually made that tape before I was born. I mean, it was 20 years old when I heard it.
We gotta track that down.
I mean, Elvis died when?
Before me.
The aliens took him back.
Right.
Yeah.
He ain't dead. He just
Back.
went home.
So it was, when he was still touring. It was in Spokane, Washington.
That is
Wow.
crazy. He died
That's
in
insane.
1977, so it was way before that, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I was born in 72. And so
Same.
it was probably sometime in the 60s.
Hmm.
So, it was probably 10 years before me, but by the time I heard it, it was probably 20, 25
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, we gotta find that tape definitely.
That is
So, Alpha Man, you kind of fall off the face of the earth from time to time and do different things, but we don't hear a lot from you from time to time. So I'm curious, what do you do down in South America where you guys chill and relax? 'Cause you always say how hostile it is down there. So I'm curious, what do you guys do to get it away?
It is very hostile here. Yes, definitely. That's why we don't walk around much here. Well, it's especially bad now, but that's a different story. Well, you don't leave the house really, so that's out of the question. Just saying.
Hide in the bathroom. It works really well. Ask Wild Angel.
But for me, I suppose what I usually do is, like you say, sometimes you don't hear from me for a while. I just tend to disappear off the face of the earth for a bit, and then I'll go think. I like thinking. I miss walking. Unfortunately, I really miss walking. I used to walk a lot, but things haven't been at the standard where I can just decide, I'm going to go take an hour walk quickly anymore. But I love walking because it just clears the brain. You can't do anything when you walk in, and I can't listen to music while I'm walking. So all I have is myself in my brain. Like it's distracting. It's too distracting. I need to take note of everything around me. Okay, I'm just saying. The renewals don't work. They don't give the same energy.
It's not the same, huh?
It's not
just
the
not
same.
the
Your
same,
feet move.
Alpha.
It still works.
It's
Hamster
it's
wheel.
like
We'll get him a hamster wheel.
you're not getting different scenes. You're not having to take note of different things around you. You're not having to constantly have your brain refresh whatever it's looking at. When you're on a treadmill, all you're seeing is like whatever's in front of you and maybe on your sides. It's like it just doesn't have the same effect. Yes, your body's moving, but it's like you're stationary in one place, and your brain kind of does that. It realizes that I need to be able to walk and have a change of scenery, feel the wind blowing through my hair. It's still long enough to blow through my hair, and feel the sunlight on my face, and hear
think I just
people
got slammed.
talking and then not hear people talking.
Reject the
And
Black
keep
Mirror,
cars
embrace the
driving
outdoors.
So I need that. Like that's what it is, and I used to do that a lot, and it's really centering. That's my way of centering when I'm not reading. But reading also has its limits. Reading I can do at night when no one's awake. I can just shut off and read. During the day, walking is that thing for me. It's that therapy. It's that essence of, oh yes, I
Good
get
news.
5 minutes with myself.
Good news, Alpha. Good news. We're not far away from being able to simulate that. Because
Oh no!
because they've been able to now transmit telepathically from brain to brain communication over distance with over the skin devices, like little chips placed over the skin.
Coming this summer, Proto Cyberpunk.
That sounds cool.
Right, so we're not that far away from being able to turn that inward, right? To send other different sensation and stimulation to different parts of the brain and literally make your brain think you are doing that, right? Make it feel the wind on your face. Now I'm smelling this mixture of chemicals, which I believe to feel as fresh breeze. It's all signals. So at the end of the day, we're not far away from your like holodeck-esque reality.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's cool
close.
and scary at the same time.
Give it like
Terrifying.
15 years. The first like clunky prototypes will be out. They've already managed to like do these solid light prototypes. It's really cool. So
Hey, strip away the regulation, they'll happen faster than that. We just might kill a few people along the way. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's all for science. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Exactly, for the greater
Kind
good.
of waiver.
Look, I'll take
Kinda waiver
Wayland
itself.
Yutani. I'll take Wayland Yutani from the Aliens universe where they own everything, freeze you for 200 years, and shoot you off into space. Yeah, I'll take that. But you got to give me cheap cyberpunk and robots and stuff. You got to give me that. Like,
That's fair.
can they send us with what we need to like set up like the infrastructure necessary to build the right kind of modern society, and then just freeze us all and send us to Kepler B22b or whatever that planet is?
Yes.
yeah, it's like trying to thread a needle with a thread from 2 million light years or whatever. It's crazy, but we're humans. We can figure it out.
The irony
Oh,
is,
yeah.
the irony is, they're probably already planning that, but it's for them, not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might go, we might go along as slaves, but like that's the best we'll get.
Nah, they'll leave us. They'll leave us. They'll leave us here.
No, this is not futurism. That's nihilism. No, the futurism is that there's only one Earth, and then if we get rid of all the elite rich people, then that leaves the working class to rebuild stuff here, the only planet where humans are known to natively exist.
That is true. They can go chase a speculative dream, right? And maybe they wake up in a couple hundred years. Maybe an asteroid collides with them on the way out. Maybe they approach the outer belt radiation, and they can't get through, right? Like, who knows?
Right. Yeah. Wasn't Voyager just went to the edge of space and found like a firewall or something there?
Well, sort of. So, yes, technically the region is hot. That's because the particles within that region are moving at a very fast velocity, right? It's due to radiation scattering, as our solar system's outer edge of the magnetic field is colliding with other particle winds flowing through the galaxy, right? It's all structure. But so these particles are moving very, very fast, right? Which technically makes them extremely, extremely hot. But because space is so mostly devoid of particles, right? Voyager passed through the region without being affected.
Okay.
Basically, high energy, high vibration equals heat. Because slow vibration, as the atoms stop moving at absolute zero, right?
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, I just saw an article about that talking about Voyager hit a wall of fire or something. I'm like, what? And I never got back to reading it, so I wasn't sure what it was about.
Well, there you go. There's the actual science accurate, like non-clickbaity headline
Perfect.
description.
There you go. Only the facts here on Freaky Friday. There you go.
Serenety's attention span was just long enough to realize it was a firewall, and then after it was like, oh yeah, that's enough.
That's fine. It's good.
0 Kelvin,
And-
yeah.
It was like, oh,
Exactly.
that felt hot for a second.
Yeah. Like, what was that? No. Okay.
Like
Oh,
when
wow.
you open the oven and that first little wave of heat hits you, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna die, and then you're like,
Oh.
wait, no, I'm okay.
Yeah, there's that quick panic. Like, wah, glasses fog over it. Oh, God. No, I'm breathing. I'm good. Okay, never mind. False alarm. And yeah, Josh, I can believe this because, Electric State movie. I forget what the movie was, but had Bruce Willis, where everybody was in like a chair and they had robots walking around for him. And yeah, it's not far away. We are very, very close. It's kind of creepy close, in fact.
Yep.
I mean, technology does advance very, very quickly, and especially right now, with the advent of LLMs and all of these things, machine learning has gotten to a level that is absolutely insane. and it's only going to get exponentially better. I mean, it's like, what, every 10 days we hear, oh, there's a new model, it's better than everything else, there's a new model. It's like, at some point, it's going to get to the point where it's just like, expansion is so large, yet it feels so minuscule because it just keeps getting that much better every time. It's like, oh, it's
Right.
3 times better, but okay, what does that mean? Like, we just had something that was 10 times better than the one before that. So what do you mean 3 times better? That makes no sense anymore. Perception
better
of
than the last one.
numbers gets less and less as the numbers get larger. You know, our
Well,
brains can't
you
do
see, we charge you 3 times as much for 10 times less. Therefore, it's better for me.
that. Open
That sounds
AI.
about right. It's one of those high
I want
quality
to
products.
hear what Smiley's been doing to recharge and step
Yeah.
back
Mhm.
to move forward. I know she's been up to some stuff, but
Yep, I
Okay,
saved the best for last. Give it to us, girl.
I totally joined a bro gym. I love it. Okay, one of those gyms where it's just a lot of dumbbells and barbells and assault bikes, and there's this guy that sets up stations, right? And then he just kills us for an hour, and I'm lifting heavier than I ever have. And it's kind of one of those situations where you can't think of anything else because you have to focus on what you're doing, and it clears your brain. And that is like the magic for me because my brain is constantly in the background, constantly thinking, constantly running, spinning, and this is the one thing where I can be lifting something so heavy that it shuts my brain off. And so that's what I've been doing. It's fun.
That does sound fun.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
thanks.
Now, I heard you've also been moving around California and stuff. Change of location, different places.
Yeah, so I was down in LA for a while. I've been back up with my dad for about a month and a half, but tomorrow I'm going back down to LA for a while. And you know what? I'm at this point where it's okay. I don't really have a home base per se, but it's okay. I'm good with it, Everything I own fits in my car. I throw stuff in my car and I drive somewhere else. And I hang out and I have a lot of fun. And so
Road
anyway,
trip.
yeah, it's good for me to let go of some things.
Right.
We tend to like have this death grip on certain things in our life, and sometimes it's on unhealthy things. And so I had to let some things go, and it's been really healthy for me.
Nice.
Good for you.
I'm
You
You
proud
look
of
really
you.
happy.
Thank you. I'm getting there actually. Yeah, the other day I thought, oh, I'm actually doing okay, so that's good.
That's tough to do, and I'm very proud of you because that takes a lot of courage to just pack up your car. It's like, you know what? No, I'm good. Well, full send. Let's go.
Well, I can't take it with you. You guys are talking about dying. It's not coming with me, so I might as well enjoy it
Right.
now.
Exactly. Live life to the fullest. It's way too short. Trust
Yeah.
me, when you get my age, you look back like, wait a minute, where did the last 50 years go? I remember like 6 at best, maybe 7. Yeah, it's crazy. The older we get, the faster it goes.
It does.
Well, that's because we experience time logarithmically.
Mhm.
Right. And
Plus,
you know
the
what's kind of
more.
funny?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, you first.
Oh, I was just going to say, plus the more, as you age, the more experiences you've had, right? So, and the more things you learn, the more things you know. Ergo, the more neurons you have in your brain. As a result, the more microtubules you got. And since that's where your brain processes consciousness, you're going to process time faster. You're going to process events and things and that superposition of those states. And yeah, that's part of the reason why the human brain experiences time logarithmically. So just, a little bit of science behind it.
You're
I
such
like
a
it.
geek, Viral. But we love you.
Yeah.
Hey.
I know, but hey, someone's got to be the keeper of info,
That was
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
meant derogatorily. I love
no.
people
No,
that
no, no.
have all
I-
sorts of information.
That's a respectful geekism.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
I,
Salute you.
Yes.
no worries.
And yeah, I love to go
Let's
fishing.
roll.
That is absolutely great, Joshua. And I haven't done it yet this year, but I need to. And Sai, on that, there's some of that knowledge you shared on here that I actually kind of gauge myself. If I start seeing 2 or 3 days go by and I look back, it's like, I don't remember what I did. It's kind of nothing. Then I know I didn't do enough. And so thanks to what you shared before on these, is I found out that, okay, if I see a few days go by or something and I don't have any clear recollection of what it was just wasting time, it's time to mix it up, change things up. And so, believe it or not, your science has actually helped me improve my life all the way around.
That's awesome. I mean, like, they're in your Discord in the resources room. Like, I shared those 4 lessons that I had written of the psychological aspects about how you can rewire your brain exactly like that, including the activities that can help walk you through that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's, let me double check. Yeah, it's the first messages in the resources room in Kier's Corner. So yeah, I'm glad to see that you've been following and doing that and putting that into practice. And Smiley, it really sounds like you have been too. I'm proud of all the growth that I've been seeing in everybody here. And it's kind of difficult not to be a relatively integral part of a whole bunch of people's lives, like we tend to be when we all get together on Fridays, and throughout the week, and not see the growth in everybody, and it's great. I love it.
It
Well,
is.
Sai,
I
you've
agree.
helped me a lot. I've really appreciated your being my little sounding board sometimes about, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. Is this okay? Because sometimes, you just need that feedback. Because I'm a verbal processor. I need to talk things through in order to understand them better. So thank you. You really have helped.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that it's been helpful. And I just want to say that we've got 2 communities represented up here today, and both of them have done a really great job of cultivating, that nice feel and within their community, right? Serenity, you've done a great job of that over at Down Home Crypto. Necksus, you've done a fantabulous job of that over at Wolves of Alt Street. So just want to say thanks to both of you for having the values and reaching out to people and presenting that. But I hear an alarm going off in my house, so I'm gonna dip out just to check and see what it
I
is.
heard a bird.
Yeah,
I
go
think
see
it
if
might
anything's
be a
on fire.
bird. It might be one of the birds copying an alarm, but I just want to go check
Oh,
it. Catch
You
you
go
guys.
Yeah.
check. Okay.
Definitely go check.
And thank you, Sai. That means the
Yeah.
world to me, and that I'm sure Nexus feels the same way. But yeah, that's we've really tried to make Down Home Crypto where it's open to everybody, regardless of class, education. Doesn't matter. We don't care your skin color. We don't care how much you make. We don't care your age. None of that matters. Just the fact that you want to improve yourself, whether that's learning about cryptocurrency, whether that's learning about music, whatever it is. We've tried to make sure we've had a home for that. Now, Nexus, I know you got much more of a technical aspect community for those who want to take things to the next level. So tell us about what is Wolves of Wall Street, buddy?
Technical.
Wolves of Wall
No.
Street. Wolves of Wall Street. Oh, there's a bunch of lore behind that. They started out in 2021 with a sharing ethos. The Wolves wanted to, in essence, create an environment where people could learn, but also could earn. That, in part, was a big chunk of it all. So early in the history of it, I got asked to do AMAs, and over time, I did so many of them and saw so many projects. I talked to some amazing people. I talked to some people who tried and failed. I talked to people who tried and got scammed by bad developers. It really was everything under the sun. And I learned a lot. My community learned a lot. Along the way, you discover how to do the research, how to figure it all out. And in my journey, I tried to simplify. I tried to make it as easy as possible for folks who had no financial knowledge to understand, okay, what is Bitcoin? How are Satoshis generated? Every little bit. And in no way did the community favor one chain, one project, one coin over any other. That is true chain agnosticism. And I enforce it. Maximalists get frustrated because usually a maximalist is usually only right twice a day when they're beating you up and when they're losing everything they own. So it's an uncomfortable thing, and it's unique in the modern day that communication about financial assets and money is something that a lot of news organizations, a lot of journalists have real tight guidelines on how they can talk about it. But with Bitcoin being a true public asset, a public money where there really isn't an insider, and even the developers' chats are essentially done in public on Bitcoin Talk and other old school forums, that sort of changes the relationship of an investor or of a person using the currency to the currency itself. It's a kind of relationship that's really radical, never existed before. And trying to sort of help people navigate this stuff without gatekeeping, without being a dick. All of that is very important. And it's really interesting to me because I hear a lot of people always complaining that there's not enough women in Web3. There's not enough women in Web3. We got two wonderful Web3 women right here in this chat. There's tons in Wolves of Alt Street. So obviously the people who are saying that, I think that speaks more to their culture than any of ours.
Yeah, you're hanging out the wrong places, obviously.
Facts. Preach it.
Straight facts.
So if you would, Necksus, throw a link in the chat there, buddy, or send over to me in private and I'll throw it in the chat. Guys, make sure to check out Wolves Wall Street. I mean, check out Down Home Crypto, check out both, because we want to build the communities together. And that's what we're all about. We're making sure that you guys can grow and learn whatever you want to know. And if we don't know, hey, we'll find the people to do, and we'll point you in that direction, because we're not trying to gatekeep any of this knowledge. Knowledge should not be charged for. It should be free.
Agreed.
Oh, and Necksus did something. He said, I was talking about maximalists. I think the other day I just got into chat over in WOAS, and then I saw someone talking about they were being a maxi on some chain. I was like, yeah, you're a dumbass. And he was like, well, that wasn't very nice. I was like, was I lying?
As long as you may not like it.
I was like, you might not like what I said, but I wasn't lying. And then he was like, okay. And then he spoke a little more, and then afterwards he kind of got why I said what I said. I was like, yeah, you see, you were a dumbass. I wasn't lying.
You just didn't like the way I said it. Sorry. There you go, guys. There's the link to Wolves of Wall Street. Wolves of Alt Street, sorry. Keep wanting to say Wall Street. My bad.
Oh, good. No, it's easy. It's easy. That was why we did it, right? It's a play on words. Like I actually like get people who are like, wait a minute, are you the Wolf of Wall Street? Are you Jordan Belfort? Are you the Wolf of all streets? Are you Scott Melker? Like I get confused for all sorts of people, but it's fine. It's fine. I think it's funny.
Exactly. It makes it stick. Definitely. So check them out. Check out Down Home Crypto. But as I said, guys, we're about to close this up, and I've got a special thing I want to do just to say thank you to the communities out there for everybody, because I know not everybody can afford to get started in some of these deep end projects I do videos on, or they're just running through a tough time in life, but they want to participate. The problem is sometimes you have to have the hardware to do so. So here's what I'm going to do. Starting today, we have a new Zeely contest. And this is my first Zeely contest I've ever run, along with Alpha Cruise, and so I'm probably going to screw it up, more than likely. So Alpha's trying to make sure I don't screw anything up. I'll put the link in the chat right now, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away, whoops, wrong link, wrong button, there you go,
Oh, no.
a brand new Mexi Neo miner, steel sealed in the box. They're selling for about $500 right now, and I have one sitting right here on my desk in front of me that I'm going to give away to one of you guys. Shipping included to your door to get you started.
Wow.
I'm not saying it's going to make you rich, but I want to give back to you guys because you are the ones who make this community great. Now, on top of that, the Zeely contests are a little unique because it's not just about Down Home Crypto. In fact, if you go into them, you're going to find out you have to do different things with Project Deck Depression, with Sonic Sirens, with Alpha's Alpha. You have to help support the members of the community that matter the most here, the ones that are trying to make a difference. So, definitely click the link, go through the Zeely things, and we'll be adding more over the next week. And next Friday, we'll be giving away this brand new Neo MatchX miner. Sealed, ready to go to your door.
Send it.
Now, I do have a question about that.
Sure.
That's not Neo, the old Chinese blockchain Neo, is it? That's a very different Neo. Yeah.
Yes, this is actually
Moonchain.
running on Moonchain, who revitalized the MatchX Pro 2s and the Neo miners. Sadly, the MXC isn't doing as good as I would like, but I can tell you that this miner is earning about $2 a day right now at current market value. It's not bad.
That's cool. That's
It's
cool.
not bad. It's actually really not bad.
I just wish they hadn't named themselves after an exchange, but that's okay. That could have gotten a better name. But that's neither here nor there.
I think of the Matrix. It's Neo. Hey, there we go. That works good.
They were just like, what's a cool name? Okay, that one.
That works. So there you go, guys. We got all kinds of connections. We got some stuff for you to win, and hopefully have some fun. But let's leave everybody out on a word of advice. So let's see. Wild Angel, I'll start with you, and we'll go counterclockwise. What do you want to close out with this week, dear?
I don't know. There's so much.
Thank
You know, if you get an opportunity to do something, jump on it. For example, I got the opportunity to join Shi-Fi for season 14. That was not something I ever would have done. But it came off another opportunity when we went to Denver. And so build on your opportunities. Even if something closes, one door closes, look for the open window. Maybe climb out the chimney. Serenity Serenity likes to say, if you don't like what's going on, turn left. Change it. And go from there. And those opportunities will find you, the ones that you're supposed to have. So that's my advice.
Well said.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you, Necksus, for the breakdown into the little bit of behind the scenes of what went down with the GMX exploit. I know that was pretty big news in a lot of the crypto spaces today and yesterday. And it's always neat to get an inside look of how those things happen, right? Because a lot of us just hear about it and read it in the news and go, "Oh, that's why my wallet went down. I am sad."
Yeah.
Right? But but anywho, yeah, word of advice, this month is going to be a pretty big one for the space. Just pay attention to what's going on, watch the live feeds of what you can, and I don't know, there's a lot of interesting things coming up to a head here, so it'll be just look for good buying opportunities when they present themselves.
Amen.
Well said.
And Lisa's pump.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
Argument for me, man.
Don't buy that.
Yeah. Don't. Next is what do you got for us, brother?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster of a week. It feels like I've lived 8 days in the span of 5. But as far as words of advice, in the crypto space, there's a lot of people who will talk about working for their bags. What I just saw with the crypto industry community network, particularly the Arbitrum community, the Arbitrum Foundation this week in response to the GLP attack, was some of the most inspiring cross-cultural global communication between dozens of white hats, dozens of networks, communities, auditors, you name it. Everybody came together. Chainlink helped keep everyone coordinated, and lo and behold, the doors were closed and there was nowhere to go but to give up. Put your hands up, give up, it's over. And that is the rare occurrence in this space, and if I have a say and I have my way, there's going to be more of it. But for those of you out there, you can do all the research. You can do all the auditing. You could hire 8+ well-known, well-skilled auditors to rip and tear and chew up everything you've made. And they can still miss something. They can still miss something that it will take somebody else 3 years to spot. That's not enough, at least for me, to dampen my risk appetite. And if anything, it's actually inspiring to see that we all over years took huge risks, parking all of our money in a single index fund. And for 3 years, we all made a bunch of Ethereum and nobody stole any money. It was like the world's longest running, most honest DeFi leverage card game, where as long as everyone played fair, then everyone had the same opportunities. Well, this guy cheated at the card game. And everyone came together, everyone acknowledged that. And that shows me that cooperation is often far more important than competition. And that is my word of wisdom for this stream. Love you all.
Love it. Love it. So, Smiley, welcome back. It's been way too long, and we hope to have you more. What do you want to leave us with tonight, my dear?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for having me here. I guess my word of advice would be, unfortunately, in the crypto space, often there's this attitude of, if you're not constantly monitoring everything 24/7, you're not a true degen, or you're not committed, you're not a believer. And I don't think that's true. If you need to take a break, you need to walk away, you need space, you need to touch grass, do it, and don't feel guilty. Come back when you're ready, because often that's what's gonna give you perspective, like Wild Angel said. Sometimes you do have to walk away and change your perspective, and then you can see things clearly.
Very true. Very true. And no, that's great. If you're not trenching, you should get out. I did not type that. Don't hurt me. Alpha, you're going to get me in trouble, man.
Hey, that's the new phrase that's been going around. If you're not in the trenches, why are you even in crypto?
It's
No.
delusion. But
Not my
anyway,
words. Not my words. I'm just saying.
you typed it. I'm totally blaming you, man.
If you type it, they're yours. You're owning them.
That's what CT has been on about lately. I'm just like, damn, these people are delusional. But anyway. Okay, is it me now?
Yeah, it's you.
Go on,
Yeah, brother. All you. No pressure. You got this.
You can do it.
Don't screw up.
Don't choke.
You shouldn't have said that. He's breaking now.
Now I need to go.
I love you, Alpha.
I think mine would be is that you actually need to find that thing that you can use to take a step back to breathe. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we forget to breathe. All these things like Serenity mentioned earlier. There's always these things around you pushing you to do more. You need to go. You need to be awake 24/7 so that you can keep up with everything. Especially in crypto, it's like, no, you can't do that. It's unrealistic. Your body physically cannot do that. Maybe one day, 300 years from now, it will be possible. But even if it was, don't do that. Future people, don't do that. But you have to find that thing that you can use to just take a break from everything. And maybe you have that thing, but you haven't been able to do it for a while. It's like, you need to make time for it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to take my break when I have the time for it. You have to make that time for it. Because sometimes you just really need to tell yourself, nope, time to pause. It's time to go do that thing that I haven't done in like 3 weeks and I need it because I'm busy going insane. So let me just go do that. Screw everything else. Do it. Screw everything else. Yeah, but that would be it.
And that's great advice. Sometimes you just got to drop everything. Like, screw it, I'm done. I'm going to go do that later. And that's the way it's got to be. So, man, that's super important there, Alpha. And guys, for my advice, I want to share a celebration with you. Because I was reminded tonight, when Wild Angel got home, that today marks exactly 7 years of being clean. I mean, 7 years ago today, I was strung out of my mind on methamphetamines, homeless, without a job, dead end life, scum of the earth. Literally. I mean, I would have pissed on myself to put me out if I was on fire. Honestly, I was at that level of life. So it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you are. All you have to do is decide to change. And if that means walk away from everything that you're in the middle of, do it. It means pack up all your shit in your car and drive to another state, start a new life. Do it. Do whatever it takes, because I guarantee you make those changes and you keep pushing forward, surround yourself with the right people, with the right mindset, you will be somebody you can look back and say, hey, I'm proud I make that decision. Granted, I'm not glad I was in that place, but you know what? I had the courage to rise up and to change it. That's all it takes. just have to have the courage, and you have to have people support you. And if you think people in down home crypto or wolves of Alt Street are going to judge you based on your past or what you've done, we're not. Because I guarantee most of us have been there. We've been in the trenches. We've been addicts. We've been all kinds of things that we don't even want to talk about. But it's important to remind you that, yes, I've been there, man. I have been strung out. I've been addicted. I am an addict for life. So I will never judge you based on your past. So you always have a home with us.
Never, never, ever.
Nope. So no matter where you
we've come
are,
a long way in 7 years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the
Come
fact
a
that I
very
can
long way.
get here and tell the world that, yeah, I'm an addict, always will be. And you know, that takes, it's scary. It really is, because a lot of people will judge, but you know what? We're not going to. So if you're looking for a home, if you needed help, you need advice on anything, reach out to anybody here on stage or anybody in either community, and I guarantee we'll get you the help you need.
Just make sure you're talking to the real one of us and not an imposter, because they'll hit you up and be like, yo, it's your boy Serenity. How is the market treating you? Listen, I need you to click on this phishing link.
No.
Yeah. There's been a few of those. In fact, they go in rashes. I had like 12 last month. Like, hey, did you just send me an invite? No, I'm already your friend. Why would I send you an invite?
Right.
Target every single one of us, and I'm going to be honest. If the Wild West stays this wild and we're still no speed limits, I'm dead serious. Mr. Serenity, Wild Angel, Alpha Cruz, Smiley, Cyril, all of you, everyone in the audience, if you're being impersonated, if you've got bots chasing you, if somebody's damaging your personal brand or something you're trying to build, let us know. I'll direct you to the right pipeline so that you can do what you need to do to stop it from happening. And if we have to, we can and will get offensive. I will not elaborate.
Thanks, Necksus. It's nice to know that there's somebody bigger that can help tackle this. Because sometimes I've had people, and I'm just little old me, my kids have gotten Discord invites. Hey, I'm like, no, not me. So
Exactly. So stay safe out there. And I want to say thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being up here. Smiley, Necksus, Psy, Alpha, Wild Angel. Thank you for being part of this amazing family and joining us every week on this adventure. So we love you all. Stay safe out there and have a great weekend. And we're going to leave you with the latest release from Sonic Siren. Love you guys. Bye.
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 When I question the truth like I did in my youth, they tell me to be quiet. But if I stand my ground, it's often I found power will turn violent. The wrongs that they hide and the rules they applied were meant to keep us down. They created the lines and all the confines that let them keep the crown. They say I've gone mad, but I'd be so glad if they started making sense. They say I've gone crazy, it's so unclear and hazy, and they judge at my expense. The screen fills my head with notions of dread, and I watch in rapt confusion. So I'll grit my teeth and see what's beneath as I peer through this illusion. How do I stay sane in a world with no brain, reacting to what it sees, tearing life out the ground? Our greed is unbound as we cut down all the trees. When we're gasping for air and wrapped up in despair, maybe then we all will learn. This world isn't for us, despite all our fuss. We are stewards failing hard. But you know it begins recognizing our sins to improve on who we've been. Take my hand and you'll see there's a you within me. We're just wrapped in different skin.